speed loss there. MVP pushing out here maybe a little bit too early here right after that push from Cal. Thought that he could counter a little bit more effectively. Did not think Cal would have as much forces as he really did. But Cal was on 2 bases for a long time, macroing purely forces. Just recently got up his 3rd. So Cal really had quite a large force. And MVP losing that battle decisively. Very decisively. There's a lot of Dragoons left alive for Cal, as well as this Reaver, and that Reaver is going to make this command center tough to bring up. We got 2 speed shuttles, I think, floating around, which is pretty darn cool. So more harassment coming in from MVP at the 12 o'clock position. Going to be picking off probes there as well. Vultures coming to the 6 to try and clear away this Reaver and make room for this for this command center. Looks like those Vultures at the 12 o'clock position have actually killed every single probe. Wow, except for 2 or 3 probes left. Wow. Some nice harassment there by MVP. He was able to looks like he was able to get another half-dozen probes. Oh no, they were actually moved away. Those probes were actually moved away. So can't really tell exactly how many probes. Maybe I would say less than half-dozen. Maybe 3 or 4 would be my guess. Hard to say for sure, but that would be my guess. And neither player really has much of a push-out force. We got a small force out for Cal. Looks like he's going to try and harass the 3rd base for MVP. But MVP, provided he's playing intelligently, he should have a couple of tanks up there. Should have a couple of turrets going. And he's got a couple turrets, and the tanks are there now, and the turrets are actually going to destroy that shuttle. That is really big. They were able to drop off a couple of Zealots, but the Vulture that was presumably in there was not dropped off, and that's really important. We've got 3 tanks up there as well as 3 turrets, so that's a pretty well-defended base here in the early stages, mid-stages of the game. It's unlikely that Cal's really going to be able to work his way up there. Now it's kind of interesting because Cal's kind of playing from behind at this point in terms of economy, and MVP can kind of turtle up here, and he knows that Cal is only, well, just now Cal is throwing up a 4th base, but he knows that Cal went for a relatively late 3rd and doesn't really have a huge economy right now compared to himself. So MVP got to be pretty confident overall in terms of just being able to macro up a force and be able to push out. As long as he keeps up this harassment and keeps finding these nexuses, he needs to find the nexuses or nexi, whatever you want to call them. And if he can find the one at the 10 o'clock position, try and catch a probe transfer, maybe get some more harassment done over there. That's going to be really nice for him. It looks like he has noticed it, has taken down the probe there, and should probably try and get these Vultures out of there towards the 12 o'clock position. And yes, he is. And he's going to be able to kill some more probes. MVP is going to get some more probes. And Cal is just absolutely unable to defend against all these probes. The Dragoon mine looks like it actually went off, took out a lot of the shields and a lot of those Dragoons. And this Vulture is being very annoying. It looks like they killed another 2 or 3 probes, and we're able to stop mining on half of those mineral patches. Finally, Templar Archives is up, so Stargate should be on the way. We should be seeing some Arbiter tech soon. Or he might, it looks like he actually don't really see his Stargate. Maybe he's skipping it entirely. Just going to go for some Templar tech. And late game, maybe go to Carriers is going to be his late game tech of choice, I suppose, is also possible. And just stick with Zealot Dragoon and maybe throw in some high Templars for Storms. That could be, that's definitely been an effective strategy if you've got the micro for it. And can get some nice flanks, and that's definitely a possibility. But in my opinion, I think Stasis is just such a powerful spell that it's kind of the way to go. We got a lot of Vultures moving up to the top left. Wow, that is a lot of Vultures. I hope MVP does something with them. Could actually pick off some. Nope, not going to pick off anything there. A lot of mines being placed, and a couple tanks actually brought in as well. Nice use of dropship, bringing in those tanks. I like this play a lot, but unfortunately, I think Cal is all over. It's a very interesting. Oh, actually was able to get a ton of those probes. Able to pick off a ton of probes with those tanks, and more probes are going to die at the 12 o'clock position if these are micro correctly, if MVP can pick them off. And actually it looks like Dragoons were there for Cal, so Cal was almost looked like he was waiting for this harassment. MVP was able to get that batch of probes with those tanks, but not as much damage as I think he was hoping for, not as much damage as I feared for Cal. But still some more harassment done here. I think this is really an interesting strategy from MVP. MVP just going straight up harassment techniques, and yeah, wow, straight up harassment techniques. Haven't seen that in a while, actually. Haven't seen a good TVP based pretty much purely on harassment. It's very interesting here from MVP, and has been having some pretty solid success here, I gotta say. Placing some mines here on the left side of the map. Gonna try and pick off some Dragoons, but not gonna be able to do so. Looks like he's just placing mines again, and he's gonna try and get into that 4th base at the 10 o'clock position. No luck. Maybe going back to the 12 o'clock position, placing some mines everywhere. But that 12 o'clock position with those couple of cannons and 3 Dragoons has actually been well defended for most of the game for that last attack, and still well defended here. Observer is out to help clear away some of these mines, and these vultures now are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do they go after these dragoons on the low ground, or after the dragoons on the high ground? Not much good can come of it either way. It looks like MVP might be setting up for a little bit of a push out here. We got a lot of vultures and several tanks actually ready for MVP, ready to start pushing out here, and yes, he is. And an observer is seeing all of this, so Cal knows what's going on, and he's going to be able to start preparing for a flank of some form where he wants to. We've got Archons. Excuse me, Archons? Archons? What? We've got Archons out, ladies and gentlemen, for Cal. Interesting things about Archons. Definitely have a lot of shields. They can definitely go over mines without worrying about them, but I don't know if that's enough. Yeah, tanks do a ton of damage to Archons. They take them out pretty easily. Vultures take them out pretty easily. Shields, I mean, they only have 10 health, so I don't even know if they get a damage reduction against certain units, but they have so little health that doesn't really matter. It's all shields, and shields can get manhandled by just about anything. And they don't defuse mines. Yes, they don't set off mines, but Zealots are usually used to defuse those mines and let the Dragoons in there. So you can't really use Archons as like a tank push, to tank your push, really. And yeah, one of the Archons getting picked off there by Vultures very, very quickly before it could really do much of anything. So not a lot of luck here from Cal. I don't like the Archon choice. This is kind of a weird choice, kind of not a very good one. Looks like we've got +1 armor upgrade so far for Cal. Looks like he probably also has +1 weapons, would be in my assumption as well. And I would guess that MVP is probably at about 2-1 at this stage of the game, considering when his armory went up. I would guess that he's at about 2-1. We've got a 5th Nexus coming up for Cal at the top left, and it looks like this Reaver has been abandoned, and Vulture's able to pick it off. So another little mini victory there for MVP, and MVP just doesn't have as many tanks as I thought he would. It looks like his main and his natural mined out, and that looks like he might be kind of problematic for him. It looks like he's trying to expand to the 3 o'clock position, and he really needs to get a tank line leapfrogging into that position and try and defend it. Cal is macking up quite an impressive army here, just really confused by the Archons rather than Templars. Not a very traditional choice. We'll see if he's got something special in mind for those, but I'm not really sure what they're going to do. And it looks like dropship coming to the top left, gonna be spotted out by a couple Zealots and Dragoons. Dropship goes down, Vultures go down. We got 1 siege tank left. Siege tank goes down, completely wasted drop here by MVP, and hopefully that doesn't weaken his defensive forces at the 3 o'clock too much. We got a lot of Vultures back in at the 12 o'clock position, gonna pick off one of the cannons, and could actually pick off several probes here once again at the 12 o'clock position. Seriously, this is seriously a pure harassment Terran right now, and it looks like this